It was late, the kind of late when the world is silent, when the ticking of the clock seems deafening, and every creak of the house echoes like a footstep. The air is still, holding its breath, waiting for the dawn. It's a time when secrets whisper and shadows dance, a liminal space between wakefulness and dreams, and your thoughts are loud, a cacophony in the quiet. They bounce off the walls of your mind, refusing to be silenced. Every worry, every fear, every unanswered question clamors for attention, creating a storm inside your head while the world outside is still. I was a teenager, convinced my sadness was unique, a special brand of suffering no one else could possibly understand. It felt like a heavy cloak, isolating me from the world, making me believe I was the only one navigating such turbulent waters. The ceiling pressing down with the weight of everything I couldn't name. It was a suffocating feeling, a sense of being trapped in a box of unspoken emotions and undefined anxieties. The future stretched out like a vast, unknowable landscape, and I felt utterly unprepared to navigate it. On a random night, feeling profoundly alone, adrift in a sea of teenage angst, I felt the familiar ache of isolation settle in my bones. It was a loneliness that seeped into every corner of my being, making me feel like an outsider looking in on a world I couldn't quite connect with. I picked up a well-worn book, its pages softened with age and countless readings. It was an old friend, a familiar comfort in a world that often felt cold and indifferent. The weight of it in my hands was reassuring, a tangible connection to something outside myself. I didn't start at the beginning, just open to a familiar scene, searching for comfort, for a lifeline in the darkness. I knew the words by heart, the rhythm of the sentences, the cadence of the dialogue. It was like returning to a safe haven, a place where I could escape the turmoil of my own thoughts. There he was, stubborn, brilliant, flawed, a character who resonated with me on a level I couldn't quite articulate. He was a mess of contradictions, a walking paradox, and yet somehow he made perfect sense. He wasn't real, just ink and paper, a figment of someone else's imagination, a collection of words arranged on a page. He was a construct, a fabrication, and yet, but in that moment he felt more real than my own dread, more tangible than the anxiety that gnawed at me, more present than the emptiness that threatened to consume me. He was a beacon in the storm of my emotions. He didn't offer easy answers or promise things would be okay. He didn't sugarcoat the truth or offer platitudes. He simply existed in his own messy, complicated reality. He just existed, with all his imperfections and vulnerabilities on full display. And that made my own existence feel less impossible. Seeing him struggle, seeing him persevere, gave me a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, I could do the same. His struggles, though fantastical, echoed my chaos. The battles he fought, though imaginary, mirrored the ones I faced within myself. It was a strange and comforting realization. His sarcasm was a shield I could borrow, a way to deflect the pain, to create a barrier between myself and the world. It was a defense mechanism, a coping strategy, and in that moment it felt like a lifeline. His vulnerability gave me permission to feel, to acknowledge the sadness, the fear, the anger that I had been trying so hard to suppress. It was an invitation to be human, to be imperfect, to be real. I read for hours, not for the plot, but for the company, not to find out what happened next, but to bask in the presence of this fictional friend. He became a steady presence in my storm, an anchor in the turbulent sea of my emotions, a ghost in my room who asked only that I turn the page, a silent companion who offered solace without judgment, understanding without expectation. He was a lighthouse in the fog, a guiding light in the darkness of my teenage angst, a reminder that light can exist even in darkness, that hope can be found even in the most despairing of times. That night, I learned something fundamental, something that has stayed with me through the years. We are storytelling creatures who need connection. We crave narratives. We seek understanding through shared experiences, even if those experiences are fictional. Sometimes, when the world is too much, when the pressures of life become overwhelming, we find that connection in people who aren't real at all. We find solace in the pages of a book, in the characters who become our friends, our confidants, our guides. Characters become anchors, grounding us when we feel lost at sea. Quiet presences that say, I get it. I understand what you're going through. You're not alone in this. You're not the only one who feels this way. And sometimes, on a dark night, that's everything. That's all you need to keep going, to keep breathing, to keep believing. That's that's how I met my ghost. And he stayed with me long after the night was over. So, what exactly a comfort character? It's a term that's been floating around online spaces, especially within fandom circles. But what does it really mean? What qualities define a character that provides comfort, and why do we seek them out? It's a term from fandoms, yes, but the underlying feeling, the human need for connection and solace, is ancient. Think of the stories told around campfires, the myths and legends passed down through generations. These narratives often provided not just entertainment, but also a sense of belonging and understanding. At its core, a comfort character is a fictional person. From a book, movie, TV show, or video game, essentially, any form of media that tells a story. This character gives you genuine solace and support, a feeling of warmth and understanding that resonates deeply. They're more than just cool or well-written. It's not simply about admiring their strength or wit. They're a source of safety, a reliable presence in your mind, like a weighted blanket for your mind, offering a sense of security and calm. This bond feels deeply personal, almost like a real friendship. You feel a connection to them, an understanding that transcends the screen or the page. You turn to them when you're feeling down, when life throws its curveballs and you need a familiar, comforting presence. You find yourself rewatching specific scenes or rereading favorite chapters, seeking that familiar comfort and reassurance. They're reliable, unchanging, a constant in a world of chaos. They're always there, waiting for you whenever you need them. The specific type of character that provides this comfort varies greatly from person to person. Some are endlessly kind and supportive, like the ever-loyal Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, or the wise and gentle Uncle Iroh from Avatar, The Last Airbender, while others are flawed but ultimately relatable, like the brilliant but troubled Sherlock Holmes. Ultimately, a comfort character is a safe harbor, a place to retreat to when the storms of life rage. They're a fictional friend who makes the world feel a little kinder, a little less lonely, and a little more bearable. They're proof that stories and characters can have a real positive impact on our lives, offering us solace, inspiration, and a sense of connection. They're companions on our journey, offering strength and understanding when we need it most, reminding us that we're not alone, even in fiction. Having a relationship with someone who doesn't exist? There's a term for that, parasocial relationship. Coined in the 1950s, it describes the one-sided bonds we form with media figures, and by extension, fictional characters. Our brains don't always distinguish between real and fictional relationships. The same neural pathways light up when we connect with a character as with a real friend. We feel real empathy, joy, or grief for their struggles and triumphs. Storytellers give us intimate access to characters' thoughts and fears, making them feel deeply known. When you care about a character, you're experiencing a natural human response. These one-sided relationships provide real comfort and companionship. They're a testament to our need for connection, whether with people or with stories. Let's talk about what's happening in your brain. When you connect with a comfort character, your brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, just as it does with real friends. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical, also kicks in when your favorite character succeeds or makes you laugh. That's why rewatching or rereading feels so good. Your brain anticipates the reward. Immersing in a story gives your mind a break, quieting anxiety and stress. It's a mini vacation for your brain, reducing stress hormones and restoring calm. The comfort you feel is a real physiological response. Storytelling becomes a catalyst for emotional relief and well-being. Imagination and biology work together to create peace. Comfort characters come in all forms. Samwise Gamgee is the loyal friend who reminds us that small acts of kindness matter. Uncle Iroh offers wisdom and gentle guidance, teaching us patience and self-forgiveness. Hermione Granger is the brilliant outsider who shows that intelligence is a strength. Some characters, like Fleabag or BoJack Horseman, comfort us by reflecting our own messiness and struggles. Their honesty and vulnerability make us feel seen. Whether they're wise, loyal, flawed, or funny, these characters offer the comfort of recognition. They remind us it's okay to be a work in progress. We find solace in their journeys. They become our touchstones. Comfort characters are more than a pastime. They're a mental health tool. In moments of anxiety, focusing on a familiar character can ground you. Their predictable story is an anchor when emotions are overwhelming. For those who feel isolated, these characters provide safe, consistent companionship. They can model resilience and healthy coping, inspiring us to do the same. Engaging with them is a form of self-care, not escapism. It's like listening to calming music or practicing mindfulness. These fictional friends offer a private, accessible lifeline. They help us recharge and face the world again. Comfort characters act as mirrors reflecting parts of ourselves. When we see our anxieties or hopes in a character, we feel understood. Sometimes they represent who we want to become, courageous, kind, or confident. They become role models, guiding our choices. Our favorite characters often reveal what we need most at a given time: protection, freedom, guidance. As we grow, our comfort characters may change, marking different stages of our lives. Paying attention to who comforts us helps us understand ourselves better. These characters are signposts on our journey. They help us honor our needs for comfort, validation, and inspiration. Through them, we learn to listen to ourselves. Give yourself permission to love your comfort characters. No shame, no apology. It's not childish, it's resourceful. Embracing a comfort character helps you navigate reality, not escape it. Think about who your characters are and what they give you. Hope, understanding, laughter. Celebrate them, talk about them, create art, keep reminders nearby. These aren't just fan activities, they're ways to keep your support system close. Be open to new characters. Your pantheon can grow and change. There's always another story, another friend waiting in the wings. To be human is to collect stories, our own and those we borrow. Be a proud collector. Your comfort characters reflect your empathy, your need for connection, and your belief in the power of story. In the end, after the climaxes and resolutions, after the laughter and tears, we're left with stories. These narratives, woven with threads of imagination and experience, stay with us long after we've turned the final page or the credits have rolled. And characters who live, not just on the page or screen, but vividly in our hearts. They become a part of our inner landscape, shaping our perspectives and influencing our actions. These fictional friends are more than an escape from the mundane realities of everyday life. They're a destination, a home we can always return to, a source of comfort in times of trouble, a place where we feel understood and accepted. They show us how to keep going, even when the path ahead seems uncertain and daunting. To fight for what we believe in, to love unconditionally, to learn from our mistakes and grow into better versions of ourselves. The final page or credits aren't the end. They're merely a pause, an intermission. The story continues inside us, evolving and transforming as we do. Their courage, their wisdom, and their unwavering friendship become ingrained in our very being. They become part of who we are, shaping our character and influencing our decisions. The relationship we've built with these characters, the comfort they provide, remains steadfast. Even after the story ends, their impact on our lives endures. Hold on to your comfort characters. Cherish them, revisit them, and let them continue to guide you. Cherish and celebrate them, their triumphs, their struggles, and the lessons they've taught you. Never feel silly, never feel ashamed, never let anyone diminish the importance of these connections. For loving someone made of ink and imagination is a testament to the power of storytelling and the human capacity for empathy. We are all made of stories, a tapestry woven from the narratives we consume and the experiences we live, those we tell, those we love, and those that shape our understanding of the world. These characters are our lighthouses in the storm, guiding us through the darkness and illuminating the path forward. They matter, their stories matter, their impact on our lives matters, immensely, profoundly, and in ways we may never fully comprehend. The story is over, the book is closed, the movie has ended, but you are not alone. You carry the story with you, and its characters will continue to walk beside you.